Have you ever noticed that for some people life seems to fall into place on its own? They meet the right people. They find themselves in the right place at the right time. And opportunities seem to come to them naturally. For others, everything happens through struggle, problems, delays, and the constant feeling that the world is against them. But what if it's not about luck? And not even about circumstances? What if there is one inner state that literally changes the reality you begin to experience? Today we will talk about basic trust in the world and why it may change your life more than any success technique. Basic trust in the world. Why your reality depends on it. Have you ever noticed something strange? Two people can have almost identical circumstances. The same country, similar jobs, similar opportunities. But for one person, life seems to flow easily. They meet the right people. Doors open. Coincidences help them. For the other, everything happens through resistance, problems, delays, constant struggle. So the question arises, why? Much of the answer lies in a deep psychological and conscious state called basic trust in the world. Today we'll talk about what it is, why it's very difficult to change your life without it, and how it relates to quantum reality. What is basic trust in the world? Basic trust in the world is an inner feeling that life is not against you. It is not naivety. It is not the belief that everything will always be perfect. It is a deeper state. It is the feeling that the world is not an enemy, but a space of possibilities. A person with basic trust feels inside, I am allowed. Things are possible for me. Life supports me. A person without this trust lives differently. They constantly expect something will go wrong. Someone will deceive them. Opportunities will run out. Life is a struggle. And this is where something very interesting begins. From the perspective of quantum reality, our inner state acts like a signal. We literally tune ourselves to a certain frequency of perceiving reality. Quantum reality and the observer. In quantum physics, there is the concept of the observer. Experiments show that the very act of observation can influence the result of an experiment. In other words, the observer is not neutral. They affect what happens. If we apply this idea to human life, an interesting model appears. Our consciousness is also an observer. Our expectations, beliefs, and emotions become the filter through which we perceive the world. And that filter begins to shape our experience. When a person lives without basic trust, their internal signal sounds like this. The world is unsafe. I need to protect myself. There might not be enough for me. Then the brain starts looking for confirmation. It notices problems. It focuses on risks. It repeats similar scenarios. Not because the world is against you, but because attention selects those events. Life without basic trust. A person without trust lives in constant inner tension. They try to control everything. They are afraid of making mistakes, afraid of losing money, afraid of making the wrong decision. As a result, their energy is spent not on creating life, but on defending themselves from life. And the paradox is that in this state people often encounter exactly what they fear. Because fear is also a form of attention focus. Life with basic trust. Now imagine another state. A person feels that the world is a space of opportunities. They do not expect everything to be perfect, but they know they can handle any situation. Several important changes happen. First, the body relaxes. Second, attention becomes wider. Third, courage to act appears. And in this state, a person begins to notice opportunities. They connect with people more easily. They make decisions faster. They try new things. And life begins to respond. Coincidences appear, unexpected meetings, new ideas. From the outside, it looks like luck. But in reality, it is the result of an inner state where distrust comes from. Interestingly, basic trust in the world often forms in childhood. If a child feels safety, support, and love, they develop the feeling, the world is a good place. But if there was a lot of stress, criticism, or instability, another belief may form. The world is dangerous. A person grows up carrying this inner scenario. But the good news is that it can change. Because the brain is plastic and consciousness can form new neural connections. How to begin developing basic trust? The first step is awareness. Start noticing your thoughts. What expectations appear most often? Do you usually think, it will work out, or it probably won't work? This inner dialogue is a strong indicator of your basic inner state. The second step is working with the body. When we are anxious, the body contracts. Breathing becomes shallow. Shoulders rise. The jaw tightens. The brain reads this as a signal of danger. Sometimes the path to trust begins very simply, through breathing, through relaxing the body, through walking outside. When the body relaxes, the mind begins to calm as well. A practice of trust. There is a very simple practice. Every day, ask yourself one question. What if life is on my side right now? Not against you, but for you. What if every situation contains an opportunity, even if it first looks like a problem? Try looking at the world through this question for a few days. Observe how your state changes, how people react differently, how events unfold. A small secret: there is one important thing many people miss. Trust in the world does not mean that nothing bad will ever happen. Life is still life. But when trust exists inside, a new feeling appears. I can handle it. And that feeling creates enormous inner strength. Conclusion. Quantum reality teaches a simple but powerful idea. We do not simply live in the world. We interact with it every second. Our attention, our emotions, our inner state, all of these influence the reality we begin to experience. That is why basic trust in the world is not just philosophy. It is a practical tool. When trust appears inside, life begins to flow differently. More opportunities appear, more ease, more synchronistic moments. And gradually you realize something important. The world was never against you. It was simply waiting for you to stop fighting it. If you take only one idea from this video, let it be this. The world does not always change first. Our inner state changes first. And when basic trust appears inside, life begins to respond in a completely different way. Opportunities, people, ideas, they begin to appear at the right moment. In the next few days, simply observe yourself. Notice your thoughts. And ask yourself more often, what if life is on my side right now? Sometimes that is enough to begin seeing reality in a new way. If these topics resonate with you, about awareness, mindset, and quantum reality, subscribe to the channel. Here we explore how changing your inner state can change your life. And write in the comments, do you trust the world right now? Or are you still learning? We would love to read your thoughts. See you in the next videos.